Hey guys, Dragoon here, and today I'm going to bring you a video, mostly to detail about my hey, yellow pink deck. But before I get started with my I, popular deck profiles, because I want to go over like what I really I want to do with this channel. And if you've been like following me or you've been watching some of my videos, you notice I post a lot of different things on my channel. Oh, some CCG related, some of the like what are they called? The fun packs that Interplay also does. I opened some of those, and then I also have some gameplay videos. But that was really me just trying to see like what I really wanted to do and like what really felt natural. No, and like some of the videos are like really popular, some of them not. So I'm pretty much gauging like what people want to see and whatnot. So Oh, basically, I do like the MLP CCG, so I really want to do like update videos and like go over like whenever something new comes out like because Candlelight Nights is like so close to being released, they're going to be having like promos and they're going to have articles about like special cards, like they had the charged post on Equestria Daily, or they'll post Equestria Daily like exclusively, but I would just like make a short video that details like what that is. And like a couple days ago they did the Changeling Infiltrator and Twilight Cane video, or not video, post and I really would want to. I felt like doing something like I felt like doing something like that, like just like a 2 minute video that goes like look at these new cards, like what are your opinions on them. I do that on like Facebook, not like my Facebook, but there's like a CCG Facebook group I'm part of, and I just post there sometimes. And it's a closed group. I don't know. Uh, can't really join it. It has to. You have to be like certain. You have to meet certain requirements. But um, also, what I want to do with the channel is not have it all be exclusively CCG related, but there's some like there's like some live streaming that I would want to do. That doesn't particularly have to be CCG. I know if you follow me on Twitter, which I should have like a link to it in the comments below. Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that it's like sometimes I'll post about like Octagon and what they do. They have like a manual trading card system. But I don't really like doing like manual stuff. It's got to be kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh and what they have. Dueling Network. If any of you know what that is, you can go look it up. Dueling Network is the same thing. It's a manual-based system, but the problem with manual-based system is when somebody does something wrong, you call them out on it, and it's like, well, no, I don't believe this is true, and then you just get into a debate that's like into like a 30-minute long debate about like just one move, and then you forget like where you're at in the game. Hey man, I don't really like that. Plus, there's a video game that I've been really like wanting to um, play. It's not out yet. It's coming out October 7th. It's called Alien Isolation, and I really do want to live stream that. Because it should come on next gen consoles, and it's so easy to live stream now because now they have the Twitch app that's like built into both Xbox One and PlayStation 4, so I can easily just stream it as I play it. And since it's coming out in October, that's really great. I'm just really excited for it. But enough about my channel. Maybe I'll make another video that more details about it. If you want me to, comment if you do want like a more detailed video. But now let's get to my deck. Like the reason I'm making this or I'm profiling this deck is because I recently went to a local tournament. It was like a $5, or we called it like a win a tin. I won one of the rarity tins, but I won that tournament. It was an 8-player tournament, so I went 3-0 with this deck, which I'm pretty proud of. I've been playing in other like tournament scenes or just like playing around, and I've went everything from like 1-2, 2-2, to really not even winning. Went 0-3. So it's like sometimes like if you get a bad hand, it's if you like with CCGs, if you get a bad hand, you have a bad game. But usually I can draw pretty well with this. And before I forget, if you're looking for like tutorial videos, I'm not really one to do tutorials because I think that's overplayed. And plus, you could just look at the rule books that come with the starter decks or trial decks, whatever they want to call them. I forget what they're called. But yeah, it's like any questions you have. I mean, I know they did change the rules just a little bit, but I mean, anything you want to know is in those books. Because you guys got to read. Seriously. But like, without further ado, I want to show off my deck. Like, so as my main, I'm running Fluttershy Beastmaster. She's pretty cool. Oh, she's the only yellow main so far, until Princess Celestia comes out. Those Candlelight Knight decks are going to really change everything. But her home limit is 3 when she's not flipped, and when you confront this card's problem, not control, if you have a critter at that problem, she flips, and when she flips, she just gets really beastly. Of course, like every other main character, she goes up to 3 power, but she also has the Caretaker ability, and her home limit is 5, which is Pinkie Pie is the only other main character that has a home limit of 5, and she's pretty hard to. And Pinkie Pie is pretty hard to flip. But like I said before, she has Caretaker, which means when she is with a critter at a problem, she gets +1 power, which means she goes up to 4. And at the start of any face-off involving her, I can move a critter friend to her problem with her, so she'll automatically get that +1 when doing a face-off. So this means she's actually really great for actually confronting just about any kind of troublemaker. Or even Awazodal. Some people I hear some people have trouble with facing Awazodal. But Fluttershy can actually really easily get rid of just about any troublemaker. Manticores might be harder because they make whoever the controller of the Manticore flips 2 cards, so you really have to bolster it. And that's the only troublemaker I think Fluttershy would actually have a problem with. But nothing says that you have to confront it. And thanks to the eroded rules, all I need is just Fluttershy to take on, like, let's say a yellow Parasprite, which everybody in their right mind should be playing one in their deck. I have some in here that I'll get to. And it just becomes real easy because as long as you have at least one critter, even if it was like Forest Owl, she just gets that boost. So she's like one of the best main characters ever. So that's my main. I'll just put it over here off screen. And I'll have my deck here. First I'll go over to Yellow Friends. First I have 2 Fluttershy Guidance Counselors. She's the only non-critter yellow I run. And she's pretty much one of the best yellows. She costs 3 action tokens, and you need to have 3 yellow power, which if you can flip Fluttershy. I can flip her like turn 2, and you'll see why as I continue through. And she has 3 power, but her effect is what really makes her really good, which is it's a reaction effect, and her effect activates whenever an opponent receives at least 1 action token. And you can exhaust her, and they lose, and that opponent loses 1 action token. And so every turn, like if you can get her out turn 3, I guess, if you have the right 1-drops and whatever. Or whenever you get her out, it's like, they go like it's my turn, I get 4 tokens, you can activate Fluttershy, and they only get 3 tokens, and it really hurts them. And I'm only running 2 because I feel it's just a good safe number. I know, even though it's like, she's like the best character, you should be running 3 of them. But honestly, in my deck, it doesn't really require me to run 3. And plus this deck just won a tournament, so 2 is just really great. And I don't really need her out on the field to win. And it's basically as long as I have Fluttershy flipped, I can win just about any game. And hopefully, white decks can be pretty annoying. And if you know what I mean, and what I'm talking about are those standstills, but we'll talk about those in another video. Now to my critters. I have 3 blue jays. It's just no effect. Costs 2 action tokens. No other requirements. Has 2 yellow power. Or pretty good. It's just for that extra power. Or plus it's like, you know, move them around. And next we have one of the best critters, or second best critters. We got 3 falcons, fast and furious. Which is a simple 1 cost for 1. I can play him on turn 1 because I main Fluttershy. It only has 1 power, but when you move this card to a problem, you can move another of your critters to the same problem for free. Which is great, especially if you have like all 3 falcons out on the field, and then you just move 1, and then it just becomes like the Falcon Train. That's what I call it. It's just the Falcon Train. The Falcon Train does not stop. You got to understand this. It can get standstilled, but the Falcon Train does not stop. Next, I have 3 Forest Owls. It only costs 1 action token, but it is one of the only cards that has 0 power. The only other 0 power I think of in the game is Spike. But he won't stay 0 for long. But this one's going to be always 0 power. And so, you know, why would you want to play him? And that's because of his effect. That each of your other characters at the problem with this card gets +1 power. And the ability does stack. So if I have 3 Forest Owls at 1 problem, it's not only bolstering each Forest Owl to go up to 2 each, but it's giving +3 to everybody else on top of what their normal power is. So he's just really good. But it's also a problem in yellow decks because there's also a chance of, like, in a face-off, you flip Forest Owl, no points. But there are cards that can increase that number. One of which I'll get to in this one. And that's all my yellow friends. That's all the yellow that is necessary to run. I don't really have to run Blue Jay, but it's just, it goes with the bird theme, I guess, because I have Falcon and Owl, so it's like, another bird? Okay, Blue Jay. You could easily run, like, House Mouse if you don't have Blue Jay. I don't know why you don't have Blue Jay. Blue Jay's a common, so you should pretty much have it. And the only one that you wouldn't really have is, like, 3 Falcons. He's a rare. And our next is the pink. They're also glorious pink. And again, this is where, like, the real power comes from in this deck. Like, it's just brutal, but not yet. We have 1 High Spirits, Life Enthusiast. No effect. It's just a 1 action token, 1 power. That's it. Just to have the pink out. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think of putting her in my deck at first, but you know, very early on in this deck's construction, I figured I'm actually missing some, like, pink, or I'm not drawing my pink, so I would rather have, like, a 1-cost pink than like a 2-cost one that's like, what is it, Berry Dreams? I tried her in my deck, and it really slowed me down. And then right here we have 3 Flitters, Ribbon Wielder? Ribbon Wielder. She wields that ribbon so hard. Right, just like High Spirits, she's a one action token with 1 power. And her effect is when she's involved in a Troublemaker face-off, she gets +1 power, which is really good. And so she helps with the Troublemakers and whatnot. Like I said, like, Fluttershy is, like, really good for getting rid of Troublemakers. If you have Flitter there, although, you know, you can't give her, like, the critter trait unless you have Philomena, but I wouldn't recommend running Philomena. Then we have, like, a real powerhouse. So we have 3 Apple Brown Betties. She costs 3, has 3 power, no effect, but that 3 power really is what you want, because just having Apple Brown Betty on the field gets makes the next couple cards become active, and you'll see what I mean. 3 Pinkie Pie, Pinkie Responsibility Pie. One of the best pink cards in the game. Aim, she costs 4 action tokens. You need to have 2 pink that's already out in the field. Like I said, if I have Apple Brown Betty out in the field, I've already met that requirement. And she has 2 power on her own, but when she is played to a problem, she can dismiss an opponent's friend at the problem, which is really good. You really do have to run 3. Unfortunately, she's a rare, so it costs you a little bit if you don't have it. But if you happen to like pull one, yay for you. You're going to be running. You really do have to run her. Or she's like really good. She's really good against purple decks because if you go up against a really good purple deck, they will have Spring Forward, Bright Bulb, and other like really nasty cards that's all about control. Oh, and powering up. So yeah, Spring Forward. Pinkie Pie can get rid of that Spring Forward like real quick. If you don't know what Spring Forward does, she gets like +2 for every one of your friends that are at the problem. So like because this deck, the main reason this deck is supposed to win, or the tactic for this deck is swarming. So if I'm gonna have like 3 or 4, at least 4 friends on one problem. So 4 friends, each giving her +2 on top of her 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. +8 to her already 2. That's 10. She's already 10. She can confront just about any problem. And then, sorry to ramble there, but my last pink is an ultra rare. Is Lyra Heartstrings Bonafide. She's my most expensive card. She's also one of my most powerful like base sets, but I can get Fluttershy, my main Fluttershy, over 4 really easily. I can get her all the way up to 7 if I have all 3 of the 4 styles, but technically I can get Lyra to 7 as well. But she costs 5. She requires 3 pink to be on the field. Like remember what I said, Apple Brown Betty. All you gotta do is summon her, and she becomes live, I guess you would say. She has 4 power, which is just a lot. But her effect is really great. On reaction, when your opponent draws a card, you can exhaust her to draw 2. So you can always be ahead of your opponent. Hand-wise, like if you ever have a low hand. And I know like some people like to just use the effect of... let me see, I have a card right here. They like to use this like pay 1 to draw a card. But, I never really do that. Because I would rather, like, save my tokens instead of drawing cards. I think only one time I ever did it, and I totally regretted it, so that's why I never do it. Because I might draw something, and it's like, I could have done that if I didn't use my action token. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. But now we get on to my troublemakers. There's, of course, 3 yellow Parasprites. It's a common. Everybody should run it because at the start of the opponent's troublemaker phase, they discard a card. There's nothing better than discarding your card. And, you can go double Parasprite first turn if you want. They discard 2 cards per turn. That's great. I know this video is running a little long, but I'm going to try to wrap it up pretty soon. Next troublemaker is 3 purple Parasprites. Some people might say, you should only run yellow Parasprite. You shouldn't really run any of the other Parasprites. To brown Parasprite, I think that's true, but purple can actually have its uses. And what purple does is, at the start of the opponent's troublemaker phase, they have to exhaust one of their characters. Not at the problem. It's not like either Flim or Flam does the same thing, but their text says they exhaust a character at that problem. This one just says they exhaust one of their characters. Because it doesn't have to be at the problem. And plus, having 2 of these, they exhaust 2 of their characters per turn. If you play these turn 1, just totally exhaust them. And they can't really use their effects either. And then finally, I have... You can probably see it on the side here, but... 2 Awazodals. As I put them up to the camera so you can see it. One of them is a foil. But Awazodal is the only other villain in the set. The other villain is Nightmare Moon. I showed you in my AJ Twilight build that was really early, but I don't even like that deck anymore. It's like, it pales in comparison to this one, as you've probably already seen. But, yeah, just looking at it. But, Awazodal, he has 5 power. I should have gone over what the powers were, but you know, by now you probably know what all the villains do. But just to reiterate, at the end of each of the player's troublemaker phase, the player moves one of their characters home from this card's problem. But Fluttershy can be really good against Awazotl. Oh, you can also do like Monster Tamer against Awazotl, but I don't think that's really a great thing to do, in my opinion. All right, now we get to the. I only run 3 resources, believe it or not, and they're all the same card. 3 too many bandages. It's a resource condition, and you play it on a friend, and that friend gets -2 power, just permanently. And which is really great for all the pink removal, which I'm going to show you right now. There's 2 main pink removal cards that this deck runs, and it is 3 Here's Your Invitation, and well, now we're getting to the events. And it costs 1. I should have went over. Every time I get onto like troublemakers, it's like they don't really have costs. They all cost 1. And in case you didn't see, too many bandages. It costs 2, and you need to have 2 yellow. Oh, but for Here's Your Invitation, it costs only 1, but you need 3 pink. Remember Apple Brown Betty? She's pretty much an important card in this deck because all you need is Apple Brown Betty. Unfortunately, you can only run 3. But the effect of Here's Your Invitation is during the main phase, you can dismiss an opponent's friend with 1 power or less. There's a lot of really good 1 power cards in the game, i.e. Cloud Chaser. What other 1 power? I guess if you're facing against another yellow deck, this can get rid of Forest Owls, Falcons, and just whatever. And anything that's like 3 or less, you can put too many bandages on, and then you can invitation it. It'll cost you 3 to do it, but if you have the resources, it could get you out of a jam. And the other removal spell, or whatever, removal event, removal spell, I play too much Yu-Gi-Oh!, is Downright Dangerous. As this one costs 2 action tokens, requires you to have 2 pink on the field to play it. Apple Brown Betty, pretty good. But this one has a similar effect to Invitation, although it just during the main phase you choose an opponent's friend to get -2 power until the end of the turn. But if it has 0 power or less, you dismiss it. So anything that's at least 2 is gone. But also remember, you can also combo it with Too Many Bandages on anything that has 4. Or which is like another Lyra. Like I can put this on Lyra, then it becomes a 2, and then Downright Dangerous it. It costs 4 action tokens, but hey, that's like 1 card less. So virtually you can get rid of just about any card unless it's powered up. The last event I play is pretty much one of the best ones. It's an event gotcha called Critter Cavalry. It's really good. It only costs 1 action token, but you need 2 yellow on the field, which you should really have if you have Fluttershy flipped. But in the face-off reaction, you play this after you flip a card, and the card that's flipped gets +5 power. Remember when I said it was really bad to flip owls? Well, you can flip an owl, but then play that, it gets +5 power. Alright, it's just ridiculous. And that's the main deck. So now off to the side here, off camera, I have all the problems. So they're pretty generic, but not in any particular order. I have 2. Let me get it situated here. Mean Meanie Pants, and it has when this card is played, both players draw a card, so it's pretty nice. Plussing off each other's cards. Then this one I don't really like, but it's a really hard card for my opponent to solve. It's a Thorn in His Paw, which is a starting problem, but I never really want to start with this problem because it just costs so much to solve it. And I'm trying to read it up here. While the player has at least 3 yellow friends at this problem, that player must pay +1 to play friends here. So it's kind of like a lockdown, really. Hey, but white cards can do this a whole lot better. especially with like rarity. So like a white yellow build that might do better in. But I can't wait for Candlelight Nights because I'm gonna get a whole bunch of new problems, and I might want to replace this one with something just a little better. Hopefully, I don't know. Um, to May the Best Pet Win. This one's a pretty cool card. Right, when this problem is played, its owner may search their deck for a critter friend, reveal it, and put it in their hand. The deck, and then the deck is then shuffled, which is really great. Not a lot of decks do searching. This card and what is it? Golden Grapes or somebody? There's like a pink card that searches out for friends when it wins a face-off, but I can't remember the name right now. But that's the only other card that searches. So this would be really great. You could get your Forest Owls when you want, or whenever you flip it. You can get whatever critter that you're lacking. 4 more. Okay. I know this video is going on way too long. Then we have 2, even though I have like here, I have 2 of them. 2 This Way Little Ones. This is pretty much one of the cooler cards that I like. When this problem is played, its owner may move one of their critter friends to this problem from home for free. Which is really great if you have Falcon, because then you can get the Falcon train going with this. And then you're already solving it, just plus, just like Falcon, what is it? Forest Owl. And that's automatically 2, 4, 6. 6 yellow, which I have there, and then all you need is 2 non, which is Apple Brown Betty. And then you got it. For nothing, essentially. Just like 3 action tokens. And then the last 2 problems is my starting problem is Bunny Breakout. It's simple, no effect. Yeah, you know Bunny Breakout. If you played against like yellow decks, you know Bunny Breakout. But now you know Bunny Breakout. And that is my deck profile. I hope you really like this video. I know it's almost going on 30 minutes. I so apologize for that, but if you like the deck, like, favorite it, comment, and subscribe. And while I just move these cards out, try to get them in frame. And I do like my Lyra. I like all these cards right here. These are I like these 4 like main cards out. But Lyra can be pretty hard to get it done. If you do want to see like dual videos, I'll see like what I can do about that. But I'm a little bit restricted on like what I can do. I'll try to keep you guys updated. But until next time, I'm Dragoon, and I am signing out.